Do your knees hurt with every step you take? That burning and frictional sensation that makes even getting out of bed become a dreaded challenge. I completely understand. Like Dorothy, a 73-year-old grandmother from Minneapolis who could no longer hold her grandchildren's hands during walks in the park. The arthritis in her hands and knees had robbed her of these precious moments. She tried everything: expensive creams, painful injections, even those copper bracelets that promised miracles but delivered nothing. I felt broken, she told me, like my body was betraying me a little more every day. After 28 years of helping people just like you overcome arthritis pain, I've discovered something that changed everything for Dorothy and thousands of others. Today, I'm going to share the simple approach that helped her get back to her garden, to hug her grandchildren without wincing in pain. And the best part? It does not require surgery, expensive medications, or complicated exercises. If you've been living with arthritis pain for months or even decades, the next few minutes can change everything for you. Today, I want to show you 3 nighttime habits that may be accelerating the wear and tear of your joints while you sleep, and the simple 4-minute bedtime ritual that has helped thousands of my patients wake up with less stiffness and pain. You'll be surprised to find out how small changes before bed can make a huge difference in the health of your joints. Before we get started, I'd like to know, have you ever noticed that your joint pain seems to get worse right after you wake up? Type S in the comments if you experience this morning stiffness. Type N if your aches and pains are worse at other times of the day. And if joint health is important to you or someone you love, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Forever Young Tips for honest, science-based advice made especially for older adults. Did you know that what happens to your joints during sleep is just as important as what happens during the day? In fact, recent research from the University of California has found that certain joint recovery processes only occur during specific phases of deep sleep. This means that the quality of your sleep can determine whether your joints are recovering or continuing to wear down while you rest. Let's start with the most surprising nighttime habit of all: using pillows the wrong way. You've probably heard that well-supported sleep is important, and this is totally true. But here's something most seniors are never told. Using pillows incorrectly, especially to support the knees, can silently worsen inflammation over time. I know this sounds shocking, but I've seen it with my own patients. Take the case of Mr. Peterson, a 78-year-old retiree from Denver. He slept with a pillow under his knees every night, thinking he was doing something good for his joints. But when he came to see me, his knees were in worse shape than ever. What was going on? Well, the pillow he used was too soft and too high, creating an unnatural angle for his joints. This put pressure on the already worn cartilage and prevented the proper flow of synovial fluid, which is like the oil that lubricates your joints. Here's the science behind it. Your joints need specific alignment during sleep to allow nutrients to reach the cartilage and fluids to move properly. When you use a pillow that's too high or too soft, your joints are at a misaligned angle for 78 hours. That's almost a third of your day spent in a position that may be silently damaging your joints. The solution? If you sleep on your back, use a thin, firm pillow under your knees that keeps your legs only slightly elevated, never more than 5 to 6 inches from the mattress. If you sleep on your side, place a firm pillow between your knees to keep your spine aligned. And here's the key. The pillow should be firm enough that it won't sink overnight. After making these adjustments, Mr. Peterson began to notice less morning pain in just 2 weeks. And after a month, he could climb stairs again without leaning on the railing. Are you experiencing similar difficulties with your knees? Share in the comments if you think your sleeping position may be affecting your joints. Your experience can help other members of our community. The second nighttime habit that may be making your arthritis worse is related to something many of us do without thinking: drinking the wrong fluids before bed. This may seem harmless, but here's a surprising fact. Certain fluids you consume in the 3 hours before bed can significantly increase inflammation in your joints during the night. Meet Martha, a 68-year-old woman from Chicago, who liked to have a glass of red wine every night before bed. She believed it helped her relax and loved reading that red wine has antioxidants. What she didn't know was that alcohol, even in small amounts, can interfere with the phases of sleep responsible for repairing joints. When Martha came to see me about her arthritis that was getting worse, especially in her hands, one of the first things I noticed was this nocturnal habit. Here's what science tells us. Alcohol, even just 1 glass, reduces the time we spend in REM sleep and deep sleep, the exact phases when your body produces growth hormones that repair damaged cartilage. In addition, alcohol is slightly dehydrating, and well-hydrated joints are crucial for reducing friction and pain. But it's not just alcohol. Sodas, caffeinated teas, and even those sleep teas that contain certain herbs can silently increase inflammation. A 2023 review published in the Journal of Rheumatology found that sugary drinks consumed in the evening have a threefold greater impact on joint inflammation than the same drinks consumed in the morning. After Martha replaced her nightly wine with a specific drink that I'll share with you shortly, she noticed a dramatic difference in just 12 days. The morning stiffness in her hands subsided, and she could knit again painlessly, her favorite hobby she had given up. I want to pause here for a moment and ask something important. When was the last time someone really understood how their arthritis pain affects not only their body but their entire life? The way she steals those precious moments, the frustration of not being able to open a jar, or the sadness of saying no to holding your grandchild because your hands just can't today. I know that for many of you, this has been a silent struggle. People see you smiling through the pain, but they don't see those mornings when it takes all your strength just to get out of bed. I want you to know that I see you. This community sees you, and your experience is profoundly important. Right now, in the comments below, I would love it if you shared which daily activity has become the hardest for you because of arthritis. You can just copy and paste. The hardest part for me is adios the ationcio. Your comment may be just what someone else needs to read today to feel less alone in their struggle, because sometimes knowing that someone understands your specific pain is the first step to healing. So please take a moment now to share your experience below. I read all the comments, as do thousands of others who are walking this same difficult path. The third nighttime habit that may be sabotaging your joints is using electronic devices before bed. Does this sound familiar? Do you check your phone, watch TV, or use your tablet until moments before you turn off the lights? This was the nightly routine of Robert, a 71-year-old former accountant from Texas, who came to see me with severe arthritis in my fingers, wrists, and knees. Robert stayed on his iPad every night, playing his favorite word games and checking the news until he fell asleep. He had no idea he was damaging his joints. Here's the shocking fact that changed everything for him. The blue light emitted by electronic devices suppresses your body's natural melatonin, not only the hormone that helps you sleep, but also a powerful natural anti-inflammatory specifically for your joints. Research published in the European Journal of Physical Medicine in 2024 found that people with arthritis who used electronic devices at bedtime had 47% higher levels of inflammatory markers in their joints than those who stopped using electronics at least an hour before bedtime. This is an impressive number, but there's more. The posture we adopt when we wear these devices in bed often puts additional stress on already compromised joints. Robert noticed that he always held his iPad in the same way, with his wrists bent at an odd angle. Over time, this was aggravating his condition. When Robert started turning off all electronic devices an hour before bed and replaced this activity with the 4-minute ritual that I will share shortly, the change was remarkable. Within 3 weeks, the stiffness in his hands had eased significantly, and within 2 months, he could play the piano again, a passion he had abandoned years ago. Now, if you're wondering if you're harming your joints with your nighttime habits, type in the comments how long before bed you usually use electronic devices. This information can help others understand how small changes can make a big difference. And if you're enjoying this life-changing information, please give this video a like. This helps our channel reach more people who are silently suffering from arthritis. Now, let's go to the 4-minute bedtime ritual that has helped thousands of my patients wake up with much less pain and stiffness. This isn't just another random exercise. It's a specific sequence developed based on the latest research on joint recovery during sleep. First, let's start with a minute of gentle mobility movements. Lying in bed, trace slow circles with your wrists, 10 in each direction. Then do the same with your ankles. Then, gently bend and extend your fingers as if you were playing the piano in the air, 10 times. Finally, gently bend and extend your knees, only 5 times for each leg. What does it do? These gentle movements stimulate the production of synovial fluid, the natural lubricant of your joints, and distribute it evenly before the period of relative immobility during sleep. Think of it as pre-lubricating the gears of a machine before using it. The second part of the ritual takes only 1 minute and involves a specific breathing technique called 4-7-8 breathing. You inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale slowly for 8 seconds. Repeat this 4 times. This breath isn't just for relaxation. It has a specific purpose for the joints. Deep breathing increases oxygenation of the blood, and during the breath-holding phase, a slight pressurization occurs that helps force more oxygen and nutrients into the joint tissues that normally receive less blood supply. The third part of the ritual involves drinking the ideal joint-friendly beverage before bed. 6 ounces of warm water with a teaspoon of raw honey and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. This particular combination has natural anti-inflammatory compounds that work overnight. Cinnamon contains cinnamaldehyde, which recent research has shown inhibits the same inflammatory enzymes as many arthritis medications, but without the side effects. Unpasteurized raw honey contains enzymes that enhance these effects, and the warm water helps hydrate your joints while you sleep. Finally, the last minute of the ritual involves applying light support to the most problematic joints. This could be a very light compression glove for your hands or an elastic knee support bandage, just tight enough to provide support, never to restrict blood flow. These lightweight supports help maintain optimal alignment during sleep, but they should be comfortable enough not to disturb your rest. Meet Eleanor, a 76-year-old retired teacher from Florida, who suffered from severe arthritis in her knees and hips for more than 15 years. She had trouble even getting out of bed in the morning. After starting this 4-minute ritual, she noticed improvement in the first week. After 30 days, Eleanor could walk her dog in the morning, something she hadn't done in years. "It's like someone lubricated all my joints overnight," she told me at our follow-up appointment. And best of all, this ritual does not require special equipment, medications, or major changes to your routine. It's just 4 minutes that can make an extraordinary difference in the quality of your life. As we incorporate these new nighttime habits, it's also important to consider what we're putting into our bodies during the day. There are 3 specific nutrients that are particularly important for arthritis sufferers, and that most doctors never mention. The first is undenatured type 2 collagen. Unlike the regular collagen you find in many supplements, this particular form works with your immune system to reduce attacks on your own joints, a common process in osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. A 2023 study of adults over the age of 65 showed that just 40 mg per day of this specific type of collagen reduced joint pain by 52% compared to placebo. The second crucial nutrient is glucosamine sulfate combined with chondroitin sulfate. These compounds are the building blocks of healthy cartilage, but there's one important detail. They must be taken consistently for at least 3 months to see significant results. Many people give up after a few weeks because they don't see immediate changes. The third nutrient, often overlooked but extremely powerful, is turmeric combined with piperine, a compound in black pepper. Turmeric contains curcumin, a natural anti-inflammatory that, in some studies, has been shown to be as effective as certain pain medications, but without the side effects on the stomach and liver. Piperine increases the absorption of curcumin by up to 2,000%, making this combination particularly effective. Take the case of William, a 69-year-old avid gardener from Oregon. After years of manual labor, his fingers and wrists were so compromised by arthritis that he could no longer hold his garden tools. He started with the 4-minute nighttime ritual, eliminated the 3 harmful habits we discussed, and added these 3 nutrients to his daily routine. In less than 3 months, William was back to tending to his prized garden. "I'm not 100% pain-free," he told me, "but I've gone from level 9 pain to mild level 2 or 3 discomfort. It's like having my life back." It's important to note that while these nutrients are generally safe, you should always consult your doctor before starting any new supplement, especially if you're taking medications for other conditions. If you wish to know more about these nutrients, leave a comment below saying "nutrients," and I can create a detailed video specifically on this topic. Now let's talk about what unifies all of these treatments and approaches to arthritis: reducing inflammation. Chronic inflammation is the root of joint pain, and everything we discussed today, from the nightly ritual to nutrients and eliminating harmful habits, works to reduce inflammation in the body. But here's something that many experts fail to see. Inflammation isn't just physical. Stress, anxiety, and constant worry about pain create a cycle of inflammation that can perpetuate your symptoms. That's why our nightly ritual includes 4-7-8 breathing, which helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, its rest and digest mode, by reducing stress hormones that can increase inflammation. Caroline, a 72-year-old retired accountant from Massachusetts, found that managing her stress was just as important as all the other treatments combined. "I've always underestimated the impact of stress on my arthritis," she told me, "but when I started practicing relaxation techniques before bed, along with the other changes, it was as if someone had turned down the volume of my pain." This is a crucial point I want you to understand. Treating arthritis effectively requires a holistic approach. It's not just about what you put into your body or the exercises you do, but also about how you manage your emotions and stress. The inflammation pain stress plus inflammation cycle can be broken, and it often starts with small changes like our 4-minute ritual. Let's review what we learned today. First, we identified 3 nighttime habits that may be quietly making your arthritis worse: using pillows incorrectly, consuming unhealthy beverages before bed, and using electronic devices until late. Next, we present a simple 4-minute ritual that can transform your mornings. Gentle mobility movements, specific 4-7-8 breathing, a natural anti-inflammatory drink, and light support for your joints during sleep. We also discuss 3 nutrients that can make a significant difference in the health of your joints: undenatured type 2 collagen, glucosamine sulfate with chondroitin, and turmeric with piperine. And finally, we talked about the critical connection between stress, inflammation, and joint pain. This comprehensive approach has helped thousands of my patients significantly reduce their pain and regain activities they thought they had lost forever. Like Frank, a 77-year-old former golfer from North Carolina who had given up his favorite sport due to arthritis in his hands and shoulders. After following this protocol for 3 months, he returned to the golf course, not playing at the same level as before, but able to enjoy the sport he loved again. "I had accepted that certain parts of my life were over," Frank told me, tears in his eyes. "I never imagined that such simple changes could give me back such a quality of life." This could be your story too. Imagine waking up without that paralyzing rigidity. Imagine resuming hobbies and activities that you abandoned years ago. Imagine hugging your loved ones without pain. All of this is possible, not through miracle cures or expensive treatments, but through consistent science-based changes that work with your body, not against it. Living with arthritis isn't just about managing pain. It's about regaining joy in everyday moments. Those simple pleasures like holding hands with someone you love, grabbing a cup of coffee without wincing, or playing with your grandchildren. I know you've shown incredible courage just by seeking answers, and I want you to know that you're no longer alone on this journey. Here at Forever Young Tips, our community understands exactly what you're going through, because we've walked that path too. Every week I share simple and effective approaches that have helped thousands of people like you find relief without expensive medications or risky surgeries. If you would like to join our wellness family, simply click on the sign up button below. When you do, you'll get gentle, practical guidance straight to your inbox. Tips that work for real people with real arthritis pain. No false promises, no miracle cures, just honest, proven approaches that can help you wake up tomorrow feeling a little better than today. Because you deserve to live with less pain and more joy. Sign up now, and let's make this journey together, one comfortable step at a time. Thank you so much for taking this time to take care of your health. Remember to try the 4-minute ritual tonight and share your results in the comments in a few weeks. Not only do your experiences help me create better content for you, but they can also inspire others who are suffering in silence. Until the next video, I'm rooting for you and your healthy joints.